Listen in. Listen in.
Samsy Skate. Samsy Skate.
Listen in.
Listen in. Listen in. Listen in. Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
I'm good, man. How's things?
Yeah, man, I'm chill.
Yeah? You're at home? You're Grand Rapids, yeah?
I am, yes.
Nice. How is everything?
It's good, man. Everything's good. How about you? How about with you?
I'm good. I've moved. I live in Poland now, so I'm on a different time zone.
Oh, you live in Poland?
Yeah. Moved.
How's that?
It's good. It's cold right now. Skating's a bit more all over the place, but it's good. It's quiet.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So my last name used to be Kalisz.
Right, Kalisz.
From the city Kalisz, Poland.
Sick.
My great-grandparents, that's where they were. And then they came over to Detroit, Michigan, and took the Z off.
What was that? Wartime? No. Pre-wartime.
It was just pre-wartime.
Yeah. Sick. You gotta make it out here, man.
I know. I need to come out there sometime. There's some kids that skate there that hit me up from time to time.
Where are they from? Are they like skate PTG? Is that the Katowice Plaza?
I don't know. They're in Kalisz.
Okay, sick. Amazing. Yeah.
They asked me. They were like, yo, does your name have anything to do with this city? And I was like, actually, yeah. That's where I'm from, I guess. I mean, not me, but my great-grandparents.
Yeah, that's sick, man. So congratulations on this milestone. You've had launch parties at Uprise and premiere in Grand Rapids. How have the celebrations been this far?
Thanks for that. And the celebrations have been great, man. Very cool. Lots of people have been coming out. And for me, it's like Christmas watching people open the doors and the surprise reactions on what they get. And that's what it's all about to me.
What's been the best? Who's been the happiest so far?
You know what? It seems like anyone that opens up that musket board is just beside themselves, man. But a lot of people, the Thrasher, the Blayback, I mean, some people even were really stoked. Like their favorite was the Templeton.
Yeah. Which
is super badass. I mean, my favorites are the variants. I mean, I really like the guest graphics, don't get me wrong, but the variants are, for some reason, like super special to me.
Okay, looking back at your career, can you pinpoint a specific year as being very important or remarkable in retrospect?
Man, there's been quite a few, but if I had to absolutely pinpoint one, it would be the opportunity Jamie Thomas gave me when he said, if you can get to California, we can make something happen. Your toy machine or something, man. And it was risky for me just because I just went out there. I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into, or I just didn't know. So I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going, and got out there. And but there was like a lot of things that led up to that. I know I've told the story about I went out to California and hung out with Jamie Thomas, but I mean, even before that Dallas trip that he came down, I had met Jamie in Philadelphia at Love Park a few years before that, just briefly. There was just all these little things that happened that, I don't know, it was more than just meeting him in Dallas, filming for that weekend, him giving me the offer, me making it out to California. It was like a couple years of just these very small interactions that led to me staying at Jamie's house. I mean, but I would say that relationship I had with Jamie was probably pinnacle for the beginning. Yeah.
Pro for 30 years, a career that spans 4 different decades. What peers from each decade have also defined what it means to be a pro skateboarder for you?
I mean, that's an interesting question because there's so many pieces of certain pro skateboarders that define being a pro to me. The work ethic of Jamie Thomas is one thing. Jamie didn't seem very, and this is just all my opinion, obviously, but it didn't seem like Jamie was very embedded in like skate culture. It seemed like he didn't live his life as a skateboarder. He was just a skateboarder that went out and handled business. I want to do this trick here. I'm going to do it. I got my filmer this time of day. How did the footage look? Am I going to go redo it? I mean, he was very business like when it came to what he wanted his skateboarding to look like and be presented as. And then you had somebody like a Javante Turner was super influential on the cultural side. He was like, how am I looking rolling to the spot? How am I looking when I get to the skate shop? He was all about character, and his presentation wasn't always about like how gnarly of a trick it was. It was almost like the opposite. It was like, how cool can I make myself look doing this trick, or how cool can I look while I'm hanging out at the spot? It was just more of like lifestyle to him, And then you had somebody like a Mike Carroll who seemed, and you got to understand, this is just how I was viewing things. Yeah, like a Mike Carroll who presented, the way he presented himself, in my opinion, was like, how far can I push this trick? Like, how dope can I make this trick make it look like I'm not trying that hard, or nobody's seen this trick before. I want it to be like in the city with buildings around, that was like more another piece of like a culture vibe. And so for me, like each one of these guys had, I don't know, just what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they influenced me just in different ways. And then I was just somehow trying to put it all together in my head. Like, how can I present myself with all these things that I like about all these different skateboarders? I mean, I just didn't have like one favorite throughout the years. That there was just pieces of skateboarders that I really liked.
For the artist collab, so Dill, Ed Templeton, Muska have all created graphics. Can you give us a favorite photo, moment, or trick or clip from each of them that's kind of burned into your brain, like when you think of those guys?
Yeah, my two favorite Templeton clips is he was actually skating, maybe it was the Huntington Beach High School. Yeah, I don't remember what video part it was, but he did this. It wasn't even a bank; it was like an incline in a hallway, and it kind of gapped out to this long bench, nose blunt slide, and it was like under a cover
against the wall, kind of the ledges against the wall.
Yeah, that's the one. I love that one. That move, I don't even remember what video it was. Maybe it was like, shit, I don't even want to guess. But that nose blunt was really sick. And then he also had a sequence in a magazine doing an impossible nose blunt slide on a curb, and that, I'm going to say it was maybe a Thrasher, but I'm not really sure. But those two right there are my favorite two Ed Templeton clips. And let's see, Dill, man, there's so much. I have so much favorite clips from Dill. I think an overall favorite was a video part he had where he only wanted to do lines. Maybe it was a transfer video or something. And it was just the whole video part was lines, him pushing and doing stuff, and it wasn't anything like hella extreme. But just the way Dill pushes, you know how he pushes like he's on a mission. Yeah. And he has some really cool stuff in Trilogy that I liked a lot too. And Muska, I feel like my favorite shit from Muska was in that Transworld video where he 50-50'd that double kink up against the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just liked all that Muska flair, like with the boombox, and he's just a special person, dude. I can't really think of like one specific thing from Chad that just really made me be like, wow, that was insane. I think just Chad himself was insane. Like, wow, look at this dude.
So it must feel sick having their art on these boards, like tying some pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah, it's super dope. I still don't really understand what Dill's art is. I'm trying to figure it out. Every day I'm looking at it, trying to figure it out. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
What is the Dill art? What is the Dill board?
Dill's has some BMWs.
Yeah.
One of them's on fire, and there's some hyenas, and then the DGK logo is like Marlboro lettering. And there's like an old E34 BMW, which is like, looks like it's center stage. And maybe someday I'll be like, Dill, what exactly am I looking at here? Well, I think it's badass, whatever was going through his head. I know I did have BMWs back in the day. I was a big BMW guy, so I don't know. I don't know what's up with the hyenas. I'll figure it out one day.
Banging. Thrasher also feature with your 2018 cover as a board. What is your favourite Thrasher cover of all time? And can you remember the first copy of the mag that you ever saw?
What is my favorite Thrasher cover of all time? Damn, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's been so many. Man, I'm going to have to get back to that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to let that one sit and marinate in the back of my head for a minute.
Yeah, of course. And can you remember the first copy of the mag you ever saw?
I don't remember what cover was on it, but I do remember like being super interested in the advertisements in the back where they used to sell like complete boards, and it was like at the time it was like Rob Roscott, Steve Caballero, you know, all the Bones Brigade guys, like the Lance Mountain board. I just remember I didn't really care about looking at the skate pictures in the magazine. I just looked at all the skateboards. I just really liked looking at all the skateboards.
Same. California cheapskates, skates on hate, all that shit with all the every setup right in a row.
Yeah, it was sick, dude. And I think it was mostly black and white too.
Yeah, it's all black and white, and the ink came off on your hands as well. It was like not good paper. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite shit to look at.
Favorite Blayback photo of someone else?
Dude, I think my favorite Blayback photos is this whatever he shoots of Stevie. Even the portraits, the just stand there, flat ground tricks. He just, man, him and Stevie just seem to make magic together, like no matter what it was.
Yeah. I love that your career from the Love days to now has always involved bringing people in, putting people on, and building a scene. Even your recent clip features the local crew. That being said, what do you think skateboarding is going to look like in another 30 years? And does your personal experience of the next generation make you think it's in safe hands?
Man, well, I appreciate that. Like just recognizing that, you know, try to do that throughout the years and of recently, like those kids in my little Instagram part I just set out. I mean, I feel like it would have been so easy and normal for me to just throw in some of my peers, you know, that either skate for the same company as me or for cross promotion or, you know, whatever. But man, these are the kids that I see like every day. That kid that kickflipped the hydrant in my part, that kid couldn't even kickflip like just a few months ago. And it was like as soon as he learned how to kickflip, all he wanted to do is be able to kickflip that fire hydrant. And he tried it for 3 weeks. And then that day, he was like, yo, Kalos, I'm landing that hydrant today. And I was like, all right, if you do it, I'm gonna film it. And he tried it for like 2-3 hours straight and ended up doing 3 of them. And that was the first one that he did. And I was like, all right, that's going in. And then the other kid that like ollied up the mani pad and then Ferriel kick flipped off. He's 9 years old and he just loves skateboarding. He loves like the culture. He really wants to, he don't care about like contests and first places and all that stuff. Like he's down at the DIY every single day, just skating. To me, that's just like, I don't know, the essence of what skateboarding really is. You know, it's just doing it. It's all he cares about. And over the years, I've seen that kind of go away. I've seen more kids kind of wanting to have coaches and they want to figure out how they can get like that Red Bull sponsor or whatever and how they can get first place and what their contest run looks like and blah, blah, blah. And I actually can't stand that shit. So yeah, I mean, I know it's a necessary evil, but I can't ever look at skateboarding as being a sport. And so the kids that I put in my part, they were just like real skateboarders that just love it. And as far as like, do I think it's safe and what it would look like in 30 years? Honestly, I think there's always going to be like some kind of weird corporate sport angle to it. But I think deep down it's like art. It's like music. It'll always find its way back to the culture. And, you know, it might get overshadowed a bit with contests and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I think deep down, there always will be some like hardcore skateboarders that kind of live the life from it. So, Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
Is there anybody you've watched progress at the TF you've built who you think has a future in skateboarding?
Yeah, actually, a couple of the kids that I was just talking about, and then they have younger siblings that are also skating. And so the one kid who's 9 has a 5-year-old brother who's like, he's 5 years old and he's rolling in down the like 10-foot quarter pipe and he's taking slams and he just landed his first like pop shove it. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think there is, as long as like kids get to see and surround themselves with just rad skateboarding, you know. But then I also see young kids too that are like practicing to win their first contest, you know?
Yeah.
So I see it both, but yeah,
yes.
I think it'll continue on.
Sick that you've got that there. It's awesome. Are there any new builds in there? Is there anything new on the cards?
For the park?
Yeah.
Nah, not right now. Man, it was so expensive and took so much work to like get it to where it's at. It's just, I'm going to just leave it there and let people kind of get used to what it is. I mean, it basically like if you take another flat rail that's in there, for example, I mean, most everybody's done like basic or kickflip back lips, you know, whatever. They've stepped it up a bit, but man, it hasn't even like scratched the surface on when people really get used to the park and they're skating there every day and then what it can look like after. No, I mean, but it's pretty small spot, you know, it's kind of intimate in there and, you know, it's like, it's not all spread out. Like you can't do like the most insane lines and shit, but I think we're on the 3rd year right now of having it and it's getting better. Like the way that we're skating it is getting better. And yeah, the longer we have it, the better it'll look. And there isn't really a lot of space to add stuff.
No, it's sick. It looks good. Is that bodega built? Is the shop built?
No, we didn't build it out yet. Man, we ran out of money.
Yeah.
All that stuff costs money. So now it's like our own little skate shop, or not skate shop, but it's kind of like our garage in there. You know, we go in there and set up the boards and keep stuff in there so it's not in the way out of the park. But one day it will be a bodega style.
It looks banging, man. That looks like the dream in there.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
There are some obvious ones like social media, but what are the differences of being a pro from 95 to now? What do you see as being a negative and a positive of trying to make that happen today?
Well, I think personally for an established pro, like, you know, my position or whatever, social media makes it easier to stay relevant because you basically took all your following and they're just right there tapped in. So you could tap in with your fan base all day, every day. And it makes it easier to make it seem like you're like working, you know what I mean? Like promoting your brands and doing all that. I mean, you could do it direct now to your fans. It doesn't have to be, you know, through, like a third party magazine or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But the downfall of that is it takes away some of the specialness. You know what I mean? Like, it takes away some of the specialness or some of the allure, because now that everybody gets to like see you every day or every 3 days or however often you want to do it. If you do it too much, then you just end up doing the same shit all the time. But if you don't do it enough, then it's like, oh, you fell off, and then the algorithm messes up your feed, and you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
there's a lot of good and a lot of bad with it, and it's hard to like shit not get numb.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
which is easy to do because most shit is just a swipe. Most shit, you know, you might spend weeks trying to film something, and if you post it on the wrong day, or maybe somebody just got done watching 3 hours of their feed and then you put yours up, you know what I'm saying? It's like, or it can be disappointing because you're not getting the engagement you hoped you got. And dude, there's all types of different emotions and feelings about it. And would I prefer, I'm asking my own question now.
Yeah.
You know, would I prefer to go back old school? Like, yes, I would, because I truly miss like opening up a magazine and seeing like a proper backtail. Like I know dudes are backtailing like 150 yards these days, but there's nothing like a photo of a backtail. Like to me, a backtail on something short and sweet, but the photo of that, the in and out is special. You can't really shoot a photo of a 150 yard backtail. Like everything's just viral.
Yeah. And that thing with the mag, you shoot the backtail, the mag comes out, it's on the counter, and that's a clean slate until your next photo, right? It's not like you're not watching how that backtail performs, and I don't know.
Yeah, or if it's something extraordinary, you can't wait to see the footage of it.
Yeah.
But you might not see that footage for a year after that photo, you know? Now, I hear people getting upset about, damn, the photo came out before the footage. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's totally backwards.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And, another thing that's like bothering me these days, and this is just my opinion, but the skate spots are becoming bigger than the skaters. So, man, you got a photo and the whole photo is a 20 stair handrail, and the skater's like super tiny in the photo. I mean, I know that the tray flip that Chris Jocelyn did is like beyond bananas, but the whole photo is stairs. The whole photo, and I'm kind of like, dang. I mean, that's cool. Like, that's an epic tray flip. But sometimes I'm like, man, the spots are getting too big. Yeah. But, whatever. Somebody will see it and swipe it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good example of something like absolutely insane that was like all everyone saw for a day, and now it's like kind of on to the next.
Yeah, that's what's happening, man. Or that's what's been happening. Like, you spend a whole lot of time filming and doing stuff, and you get a half a day up on the main page somewhere, and then you're gone. Poof. And then it's like 5 or 6 other guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the rest of the day. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I've always been inspired by you forging your own path on your own terms and not bending to what the trend of the time seemed to be. While people were exodusing to LA, you got busy in SF. Your in mono part was you proactively making shit happen in Europe and blew the door open for the solo video part. Your time at Love wasn't you taking your foot off the gas, it breathed a new lease of life into the city. Lot of things there. What are you proudest of achieving thus far? Like things that you had no gauge on if it was going to work, maybe.
To be honest, I think like I'm most proud that I was able to make an actual career from it. Like, like a livable, like I've raised 2 kids, I have a wife, house, and get to live wherever I want, and kind of for the most part get to treat my days how I want to. Like, I'm most proud of that. I'm most proud that I haven't had to like work a regular 9 to 5. And for somebody who grew up with somebody like my dad was very anti-skate, just didn't understand. I mean, I didn't understand either. It was just something that I liked doing. It wasn't like I'm going to be a pro skater someday. It was, I just lived in the skate lifestyle, and it made no sense to anybody but me. And so, I don't know. I'm probably most proud that I can just be the person that says, look, you can do this. If you can do anything, if that's really what you end up wanting to do, there was a certain time in my life where I decided that that's what I had to do. And I remember that time specifically. I was in Europe on the DC Euro tour, and my, at the time, girlfriend, now wife, hit me up, and she was like, hey, I was going to wait till you got home, but I'm telling you now, I'm pregnant. And it was right then where I was like, okay, I got to go all in on this skate shit. Like, but I didn't go in with a plan. I was just like, this is what I'm doing. This is it. I have to make it work.
Yeah. And you your career's proved that other people can like forge a career where they choose, basically. I mean, a lot of versus moving to where the industry is, or versus like, I don't know, changing up their life completely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm just like a random one, or if I was lucky, or if it was just hard work. I couldn't tell you, because I
I live in the present at all times. It's like, I don't really think about, too far in the future. You know, I learn from things that happened in the past, and how can I do better than that today? You know, not like, hey, what's going to happen in 10 years, which hopefully isn't eventually a downfall of mine. You know what I mean? Like, in 10 years, I might be fucked. I don't know. The reality is like, I don't even care. You know what I mean? Like, I truly don't care what happens in 10 years.
Yeah.
I only care about today. And maybe there's a few days out where something is scheduled and I have to care about it to make sure that what's happening in a few days happens the way I hope to, or the way that is planned to happen. But not necessarily for me. I'm hoping it works out for the people that I'm either doing it for or working with or something like that. That's all I really care about. I don't want to disappoint whoever it is that set up the event or set up the whatever it is that's happening, you know?
Yeah. Trick you would do at the start of your career, you'd like to have back like that now, and one you're doing now better than you had it back then?
I say I wish I had frontside flips.
Yeah.
The way I used to. I don't know. I quit doing them for a long time, and then I don't know if my hips or I don't know what happened, but I don't have frontside flips like I used to. And a trick I do good now that I wish I had back then,
or one that you're doing better now than you did back then?
I'd probably say, you know what? Another one I wish I still had was kickflip back nose blunts. So frontside flips and kickflip back nose blunts. A trick I do better now than I did back then was 360 flip nose slides. For some reason, I understand it now. I used to just try to do them back in the day. I don't think I actually knew how to do them. I would just keep trying until I got one. But now I actually can do them. Like, I understand how to do it. I wish I'd have had them back then, how I have them now, because I had the better pop back then. And there was a few that got away that I could have done if I had them the way I have them now.
Where was that? Did you do it at the pier?
No, I didn't do it in the pier. Those ledges were too hot.
Yeah.
But one specific one was there was this spot in Philly. They called it the Pico Rail, and it was this round, I don't know what it was, 6 or 7 stair rail or something. And I tried it a bunch of times, and I got close, but I never could do it. And that was definitely one that got away.
Yeah.
But I could definitely do it nowadays. But that rail's gone.
The rail's gone. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching parts, and yeah, you had a frontside flip in like every part for a while. Like frontside flips, like down things as well. It was like one of your tricks.
I was good at frontside flips, man.
Yeah.
But they're gone. Yeah. They're not gone, but the confidence in them is gone. You know, to be honest, it's like harder for me to bail. Like, for example, I could try to backside flip anything still because the bail, the way you turn backside, it's just easier on me to jump out of it. But a frontside flip, if I have to jump forward and turn my body so I'm like wide open going forward, it's just, I don't know, it hurts my knees, hurts my back, the bail, you know?
Yeah. And that board's under your feet as well, isn't it? Like tangled.
Yeah. And, you know, I really hurt my ankle real bad in Barcelona one time on a frontside flip. And I wonder if that was like when I quit doing them.
Psychological.
Yeah, it could have been that. You remember the end of Machba used to have like right now there's like, I don't know how many stairs it is at the end.
Yeah.
The big ledge. Remember it used to be the ledge all the way across the back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was trying to frontside flip that, and I mangled my ankle. It didn't break, but I mangled it.
Yeah. Sucks. I think a lot of people will associate your skateboarding with hip-hop, but I know you're a man of diverse tastes, which was touched on in your Beyond Boards interview. But can you give us a hip-hop album recommendation off the top of your head and tell us about another record you love on a completely other end of the spectrum?
Man, I mean, I'm a big KRS-One fan, Mobb Deep, early Nas. There's just too many to just name one.
Yep.
pretty much all the 90s hip hop stuff off the top of my head. That would be my go-to. But on the other end of the spectrum, I mean, dude, I have music on every spectrum that I'll get into just as much, like classic rock, or now there's like yacht rock that they call it, like the Doobie Brothers, or early punk. I like some of the emo stuff. I like some of I wouldn't quite say techno, but like the real clean house music that's got good bass lines. I don't know, man. I just like music, dude.
Yeah.
I really do.
What Fugazi song did you want to use in the DC video? And what would that part have looked like if it was up to you?
I wanted to start the first section of the part using promises or suggestion. Promises or suggestion, either one of those two. And then go from there into a hip hop song. But that's all based on like the old Carol footage, like when he was in Questionable and he had like kind of that rock song from the Beastie Boys, and then it went into Dell at the end. You know, I just envisioned like that part looking something like that, like a 2-song part. It didn't come out that way. You know what I mean? I was like, and it took me a long time to understand. Like I never even talked to Greg Hunt about it, I don't think. I was just mad. I was just like, internally mad and disappointed. But now that I look back, you know, it probably wouldn't have been the right thing to do. It might have been weird at the time. And if that's what Greg thought or chose, like, that's cool with me nowadays, you know, because now there's like a little bit of an anthem when it comes to that Gangstar song.
Yeah.
100%. And I wasn't like, I didn't think the part sucked, or I didn't think the part, or the song sucked or anything. I mean, it was good. It fit right and everything. I was just internally disappointed that some of my footage had got split up and it went into extras and da-da-da. But, you know, looking back on it now, I'm like, it is what it is. I mean, it's cool. Maybe I look at things and tell my own story about how something could have looked or I wanted to look, but the reality is when you put it together, it just doesn't fit, you know, and that kind of stuff can be hard for me to see. You know what I mean?
When you finally got to Embarcadero, what tricks did you do to get the feel for the place? And did it give you a further respect for what went down there before?
Yeah, I remember first I didn't even skate for a little while because I just wanted to just look at it all and soak it all in. But I just started skating real slow, not like skating slow, but just kind of slowly ollieing up onto things and checking shit out, because it was completely different being there than watching it in a video. I mean, the bricks are way rougher. The 3-stair, just the little 3-stair, that people would chill up on top of, like the normal 3-stair, not the 3-block. It's like a proper Michigan style 3-stair. Like it's not a regular LA Cali 3-stair. It's like that shit would almost be like a 4 or 5-stair in the Midwest, you know? And so just looking at that, just looking at everything and being like, wow, this shit is crazy. Like to grind the sea ledge, you had to be at an angle to grind. You couldn't just like be on top and grind because it was so rounded. And I don't know, I don't really remember, but I just remember it being a lot harder to skate than what it looked like on video. Yeah, but the sound was just so good, and the ledges weren't like crazy waxed. I mean, you really had to push through shit. It was just really dope.
Yeah, it's good. That's kind of a forgotten part, 'cause you've got some like pretty iconic shit there. Was there anything you would have liked to do but didn't? Did you I know that Mike Carroll tray flip was a big influence. Did you look at the 7? Did you look at any of that stuff?
Oh yeah, I skated the 7. I got to backside flip the 7. Yeah. Dude, I tried to 360 flip the Gons gap.
Yeah. Shit.
But I didn't know how, I've never been a gap skater, so I didn't know how to do the 360 flip going as fast as I had to go. So I would go fast enough to like jump over the gap, but as soon as I try to like tray flip it, it was just chaos under my feet. It was just like, oh my God, like how do you even do that? I had no idea how to do that.
I guess tying into this, did Jamie Thomas try and get you to skate anything you wouldn't have thought of? Like, was he whip cracking you to do some things maybe out of your comfort zone?
I don't remember him trying to get me to do shit I didn't want to do. I think he was just trying to get me to skate more. You know, I think he'd bring me to spots and be like, dude, what do you think about this? And I probably wouldn't skate. I'd be like, nah, it's whatever. Like, my biggest problem is I always had to have the spot had to look like something I wanted to skate. It might be a shitty spot, but if it looks dope, then I want to skate it. If the spot is perfect, but the background and everything is super boring and bland, like I'm not even trying. I don't even want to skate it. Like, it's just, I like to have the feeling. I don't even know how to explain it, but I got to be in the right environment to want to skate. But it's kind of always been like that for me. Even when I grew up, when I was young here in Michigan, if it was a boring ass spot, like out in the suburbs, I just wouldn't even skate. I'd rather skate like a little dry sidewalk square downtown. Can
you recall skating a specific spot together with Jamie outside of filming? Like session and shit together?
Man, if I remember right, I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but not in trouble, but he'll probably disagree with me. I can't really think of when Jamie and I actually skated together. Like,
yeah.
I think he would be on the camera when I would be skating, or we'd be at a spot that he'd be skating that I'm just chilling like a handrail or some big ass gap or something like that. I honestly can't recall a time where we were both like
skating a ledge or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to picture that. Possibly.
Like, I definitely remember being at spots while he was skating, but I don't remember like being a part of the session with Jamie.
Did you ever film him?
Oh yeah. I got to film a few things with him.
Yeah.
You remember in the Toy Machine heavy metal video in the beginning where he backside 180 nose grinds the handrail and he smacks his head? I filmed that.
Sick.
I filmed him ollie from the second story at this apartment complex, like over the stairs, over a rail. I got to film that. I got to film a few things, but that's funny that you asked about us skating together. You know what? I do remember skating with him in Dallas when he came to Dallas, though, and he had somebody else that was filming. I do remember that. We had a couple sessions together downtown Dallas.
Also SF, but a later time, you have some of the most amazing Pier 7 footage. Who was skating there during that period who was pushing you by being part of the session? Or were those filming sessions solitary action?
No, it was pretty much everybody skating. This dude, Brad, always had a camera and he was there. He filmed a bunch of my Pier 7 stuff.
Brad Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brad Johnson. He filmed the switchback tail down Hubba. But yeah, for the most part, it was like we all just went down there and skated, and you know, if we saw somebody with a camera, it was like, yo, you want to film something?
Yeah.
And then we would just film. Very spontaneous. There was nothing ever planned to film as far as I can remember. It was just skating, like kind of free skating, and then somebody would either offer to film something or we would ask somebody if they would film something.
Was Henry skating?
Henry wasn't really skating a lot that I remember when I was living there. The couple times I lived there. I think he jumped back in like heavy after I left. Yeah.
Your career has different chapters, full immersion in different cities, including Barcelona, which is something unique. Your parts aren't just a random amalgamation of trips, which gives each one a cohesive longevity. Is there a city you found harder to skate at first than you maybe envisioned that really needed you to put in that time to make things work? Like you couldn't have just dipped in and filmed some shit and left?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's like most cities that I lived in were kind of like that. Well, it has always been hard for me to just dip in and dip out. I kind of like to move in, so to speak, and feel comfortable, not with just the spots, but with the people, the crews and stuff like that. I really like to make sure, like Barcelona is a good example of, I'd been there once or twice on just like a filming trip or a tour with DC. Like, remember I told you I hurt my ankle?
Yeah.
But none of that really felt good and comfortable until I went back on my own time and really introduced myself to some of the guys, specifically Raul and his crew at Sam's. Just talked with them and hung out. And and told him like, hey, I would love to film up in a place like this, but I'm not really trying to like do what you're saying, just dip in, dip out.
Yeah.
You know, what can I do to show y'all, the locals, you know, certain respects or, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not really trying to come in and just use and abuse your turf. So, you know, and we would talk and we would have conversations and laugh and go to the bar. And I mean, once I get comfortable with that type of situation, then I'm down to like really start filming and skating and feel comfortable doing it and not make it seem like I'm just taking advantage of the whole spot and situation, you know, because anybody could do that. Anybody could just go to a spot and just film something and leave. But there really isn't a give back from that. The only person that's like benefiting from that is the skater and the filmer. That's it. And I've never liked that. Like even in SF, it was the same way. Like when we talked about Embarcadero earlier, it was like, I went there, I hung out with Drake Jones, got to meet some of the people. It wasn't just jump in and film. Yeah. You know, it was like, so anyway, yeah. Once I feel comfortable in the area and with the locals and stuff like that, then I'm always down to film. And obviously there is times where I like dip in and dip out, but it always sucks. It's never my favorite footage. It's always just like, all right, that was cool, but there's no story behind it. There's no vibe with it. It's just a trick at a spot. It's kind of like for me, that'd be like Instagram back in the day. It would just be like a swipe. You know what I mean? But a lot of the other stuff, like all the in mono footage and all that, that was all like living there and being a part of the cultures and giving out boards and buying people, you know, beers and dinners and just hanging out and being a part of the scene. You know?
Is there a city that was like harder to skate than you thought it would be that you sort of relocated to?
I don't think so, but that's what I was getting at, actually, is like, it's always harder to skate when you're just kind of dipping in and dipping out. Yeah. But any city or any spot can have a bit of like feel of comfort once you're like, you know, a part of that scene and culture. If it was just based on just the spot, I'd probably say E&B was way harder to skate. Yeah. Earlier, we chatted a bit about South Bank, the can contest we did.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to skate over the can with everybody, the bump to can. I wanted to, but I just couldn't get myself to do it because I wasn't there long enough. Yeah. I just didn't want to like grab my board and start skating and jumping. And I'm sure it would have been fun. And I'm sure like some of the kids skating might have appreciated it. And I'm sure the company I was there representing would have appreciated it too. But I just can't, that's just hard for me to do. It's not a demo. So, I'm in these guys' space in their area. I want them to be able to showcase their stuff. And, so it's kind of a similar like mentality. If I'd have been there for a few days and skated with everybody and shit like that and got comfortable, then it would have. But this time I was like, look, this is a bump to can contest. This is for y'all. I want to be here and support you guys. I don't want you having to be supporting me, cheering on my shit. Let me just cheer on your shit. Like, you guys have a good time, And I don't even know if that was probably the wrong way to look at it in that instance. I probably should have jumped over the can, but.
Which city, I don't know, do you think would be the best to live in, not just skating from everywhere? Like, looking at it now, which city have you inhabited that you think would actually be a pleasant place to live?
City, probably Chicago. I really like Chicago, just overall. It's a great place to be. It's got great people. It's got all 4 seasons. And you're kind of in the center of everything. That's kind of why I live in Michigan right now. It's like, it's only an hour flight to New York, an hour flight to Philly, an hour and 20 minutes to DC, 20-minute flight to Chicago, less than 2-hour flight to Dallas. The only place that's far away is Cali.
Yeah.
And I'll try to stay far away from Cali just because it's probably where I feel the least comfortable.
And you put in time living there too. Did you see Magenta recently released a homage to Tom Penny's Blue Gap anorak from that mini ramp line?
I have not seen that.
You've not seen that. So they did basically that blue anorak he wore with the 2 white stripes. And it made me think, can we expect any Silac jacket releases in the future?
Dude, I hope so. Silac is like something I'm just doing on the side to see if I, can build something kind of cool. I don't have a plan for it. It's just doing like personal pieces that I've always wanted to do. And if it ends up growing at some point, then yeah, like I would love to do jackets and shit like that. But man, shit's expensive, dude.
I'm just thinking because you've had some good jacket footage in your time.
You know what's funny is I actually already have the jacket design in my head.
Yeah,
but I probably have to get through, I don't know, maybe call it like 5 or 6 product releases that sell through really good to be able to afford to get the jacket made.
Yeah,
because you decide like it's so small. I mean, it barely even exists. It's expensive to pay for the next thing, and then you don't know what's going to happen with tariffs. So if I put an order in, and the piece cost me $60 a piece because I'm only making like 100 or 200 pieces, but if the tariffs jump up 100%, now it costs me 120. If I was retailing it at 125, then I'm not making any money to pay for the next one. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting game, this whole apparel thing. But to be honest with you, I'm learning a lot, and it's super fun. And because it's so small, like I can make something or I don't have to make something. It's just, you know what I mean? I can just play with it on my own time.
Creating trousers that work must feel like an achievement. I mean, that's like it's the toughest piece of kit, I guess, to get dialed.
Dude, I'm telling you, those mesh cargo pants I did, if I would have had those back in the day, like back in the Philly days, that's all I wanted back in the day. Because it was like I wore these mesh. The whole idea for that was I wore these mesh shirts, and everybody's footage was like sweated out shirts and sweated out pants. And so I wore the mesh because it was just, it just kept me dry and kept me cool. And none of my footage from back in the day has sweated out shirts. None of them. The pants, always wore the runner pants, but they actually kind of sucked because they like stuck to your leg and all that stuff. And so my whole idea was like, man, pants that just the air just rolls right through, like those mesh shirts. And dudes used to clown me on those mesh shirts. They'd be like, man, why are you wearing those? They were Orion shirts.
Oh yeah. Truck company, yeah.
But now all their footage from back then, they all got sweated out shit. And my shit is clean.
Great
that was the whole idea behind those mesh pants. And they work, dude. They work. It's actually kind of bizarre. You'll go sweat or you'll go skate 90 degrees outside, and your drawers are sweaty, your shirt's sweaty, but your pants are dry. They're like basketball shorts, but full pants, you know.
And what's the jacket in mind? Maybe you don't want to blow that up.
Yeah. So the jacket, you know what an M65 jacket is?
Yeah, bomber.
Not quite the bomber.
It's army jacket. Yeah. It's what he wears in Taxi Driver. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the M65.
Yeah.
And then do you know what a ghillie is? It's got like a mesh hood with these, what do you call them? I don't know. These certain seams that cross over each other. And the reason why they have those seams that make these squares is so you can jam like leaves and
Sick.
But anyway, I would like to make a slightly different design on the M65 so it doesn't hug your hips as much and then come out like a skirt, but with a built-in ghillie hood.
Sick.
Toned down just a little bit, but it kind of reminds me of like the old dub gear, snowboard stuff, but not quite so athletic. But then the ghillie, but tone the ghillie down so it's not quite so snipery, and then tone the M65 down so it's not quite so military, and then just combine it all and just have like just a dope. I don't know how to explain it, but I got it envisioned.
Yeah, sick. I was thinking like you had some good DC anoraks from like Pyramid Ledges footage and stuff, and there was a blue one with a white hood as well.
Yep.
I was just thinking they're like pretty iconic jackets.
Yeah, I'm down for the jackets. That's like the ultimate goal, but they're just expensive.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to sell through my camo mesh ones, and it's tough because as much as I love camo, not everybody loves camo.
Yeah, true.
And it's such a small, like, all I got is my Instagram page and my page, try to let everybody know. And then they're $125. So who wants to really pay $125 for cans?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's fun, dude. It's a lot of fun, to be honest with you.
Who is out there right now whose skating inspires you, that ties into your vision of skating, and who is out there whose skating is nothing like yours that gets you stoked?
I don't see a lot that I look at to be like, dang, that's how I was doing it. I really don't see it. I really don't see anybody doing it that way. And I think it's just mainly because everybody's so eager to get their likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really see like community building. I do with some of the old heads. Like, what's inspiring right now is like Steve Rodriguez doing the Brooklyn Bank stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who is behind the Malmo, Sweden thing.
The love thing, yeah.
I see people out there, which is really inspiring to me because they're trying to create the spot to bring in the skaters and help create that like culture environment. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the skater who I am looking at, like, wow, he has the same type of mentality as me, I'm just not seeing it. I'm just really not. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Actually, hold on. You know what? Let me throw this out. I think like Brian Pettibianco, in Philly, he is actually one that is trying to like continue legacy in Philly through Muni, through the Pit. He was doing it with Love, then the Muni, and now the Pit. And then once Muni reopens, I'm sure he'll be like right there in the mix, being the glue, pulling people together. So I'm actually wrong about my answer. And to be honest with you, I think Strobeck is really doing that. I think DGK and Cooley and Stevie doing it down there in LA at Jaquan is a form of it. So yeah, I definitely jumped the gun on my answer because I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not seeing it from any like up and coming skaters that are representing like that. You know what I mean? They're not like in your face with connecting themselves to certain spots or locations.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then who inspires me, but is like the opposite of the way I skate and all that?
Like Tom Shaw or someone, for instance. I don't know, just thrown out like someone completely obviously different. But
I like Jamie Foy, Cater. Actually, TJ.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Tyshawn, he was really doing it, I think, in my opinion. And that might go back to the first part of that question is Tyshawn, to me, in my opinion, really connected himself with New York and was really pushing like, his King of New York and all that kind of stuff. And I was really into how he was going about doing it. But I also have to tie that into Strobeck too, because Strobeck was the one probably like casting the line and, reeling it in and being like, yo, you should do this and that and this. I don't know.
Scene building, yeah.
Yeah, But yeah, anyway, opposite of mine, and that's a tough one. I can't really think. Maybe the Dime guys.
Yeah.
I know this ain't pro skaters, but I think Dime has been on top of that. It has been inspiring doing their Glory Challenge event, which is opposite of what I'd be a part of, but it's pretty dope. Showcasing like skaters doing shit that they typically wouldn't do. Oh, you know what? I got an answer for you. GX 1000. Those guys, in my opinion, changed the landscape of street skateboarding immensely. And they're probably the last group of dudes that did that. You know what I'm saying? They, with their hill bombing and the trick doesn't have to be that gnarly. Like they might just kickflip into a hill, but the actual trick is bombing them hills. If you can make it down the hills, then you made that board slide down the rail or whatever it is they did first. In my opinion, GX 1000 like really, really changed the landscape of street skateboarding.
Yeah, and put SF back on the map as well. Like
and that's super inspiring.
What is happening right now that's helping push the culture, and what is taking away from it and not giving back?
What is helping push the culture? You know, I think, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think what's pushing the culture is podcasts and doing interviews like this where like people that have been a part of the culture for so long can tell their stories, and whether or not like the young kids coming up are listening to it and hearing the stories and catching inspiration from things that we've done that could work for them in their own way. In my opinion, that's, you know, maybe a culture push. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't understand pushing the culture properly, but and what's taken away from the culture is social media, man.
Yeah.
It's dude, everybody's putting their shit out there and like I said, getting their likes, and but it's just everybody's just getting swiped for the next one. It's just nothing's really sticking anymore. I don't know. Do people go on YouTube and watch video parts, the same video part over and over again? Like,
yeah, probably not.
Like we did when we stuck in VHS or even DVD. Like everything comes out so fast, and there's so much of it. Is what really is rewatchable, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an answer if that actually disrupts things as far as creating longtime favorite skateboarders for kids and fans and stuff like that. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm a huge fan of skateboarding. I'm a huge fan of skateboarders, but I don't find myself rewatching parts ever.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like a change in kind of everyone's psychology, right? Like Netflix are making films knowing that the person watching them is on their phone, so they dumb down the plot.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, can kids put pictures on their walls?
Nah.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. I guess they can print them out from Google.
Do they?
I don't know. My kids print out photos of the local like chemist of stuff they like. So they're creating their own posters, kind of. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
What's chemists? They have favorite chemists.
No. But like at the chemist. So at the chemist here, like at the like store, there's like a photo printing thing you can just link your phone up to. So they're printing out their favorite like K-pop singers and like making their own stuff for the room.
That's cool. Maybe. Yeah, my kids are into that stuff too.
Into K-pop.
Yeah. And it was anime.
Yeah.
My 13-year-old considers like Green Day punk rock. Like what? That's not punk rock. Let me play you some Minor Threat. And they're just like, what? What is that?
Sick. I was going to ask one of the questions. We'll skip to it because you're talking about your daughter. But my daughter, who doesn't skate, just got her first pair of DCs. Is that something you've noticed your daughter's generation embracing?
Yeah, you know what? My youngest is all into DC right now too, but it's not because of me.
Yeah.
At all.
Billie Eilish or something? Or like
yeah, it's like a trend that's come back somehow. I'll be like, wait, you know, I got DC, like you should start wearing my shoes. She'll be like, nah. It's not a skate thing. Yo, what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a skate thing to me. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. She does. She totally orders DCs. Like, she gets them in the mail. And I'm like, what the hell?
Like the big chunky ones. The big chunky ones with the big DC on the side, right? That style.
The court graphic.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, my daughter just got some for school. I asked something similar last time we spoke, but from Love Park in the Sixth Sense days to now, have you changed anything about your setup at all?
Yeah, I have changed it a little bit. I've gone a little bit wider. Back in the
those love days, I rode like a 7.4, maybe a 7.5 inch wide board. And now I'm at just over 8. But I've kept it short though. So I don't remember the lengths, but the lengths are real similar. Just went a little wider.
I'm still running the 7.5. It's just hard to get them.
No shit.
Yeah, it's impossible almost.
So wait, you ride the 7.5?
7.75.
Did you see the new that new shape I did for DGK?
Which one?
It's an 806 wide.
Right.
But I kept the length and the wheelbase the same as the 7.8, which is the same as the 7.75. Okay. It's like a 14-inch wheelbase.
Okay, so it doesn't feel huge yet.
Yeah, so they call it the JK01. And it's, because I didn't want to change the length and the wheelbase. And usually if you get an 806, it's like a 14.25-inch wheelbase.
Yeah, they just get longer. Yeah.
We made it. It's like a little stubby. It's perfect.
DGK still do the 7.8 too. There's a couple in there. There's a
Yep.
Brian Panadianco one.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a trick you've done in the last year that was an achievement to put down again, or a completely new learn?
A trick in the last year. Man, these days, like every trick is an achievement.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, not really. It's kind of all the same.
And how is skateboarding feeling for you right now, this moment in time?
It feels good, dude. I mean, obviously it depends on the day. I definitely have better days and badder days, but I can't complain at all, dude. I'm healthy. My knees are good. My ankles are good.
Sick.
My back is good. Yeah. I mean, I get a lot of massage, and I do a lot of, hot tub, like sitting in the jacuzzi, which really helps. Those two together, I sit in the jacuzzi for like 30 minutes every day, every other day, and I get a massage either once a week or every other week, and it really helps. And I don't drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mainly just water. So.
Probably key. Over the 30 years, was there ever a moment, for whatever reason, you thought you may have to give up the dream or step away from pro skateboarding?
No, not really, because I've never really tried to consider myself as a pro skater. I always try to consider myself as trying to make it. So even though 30 years ago I did become a pro skateboarder, it's only been getting better and better. And even now, like today, financially, I'm doing better now than I ever have in my whole entire career. So there was some downs and some ups, it's not necessarily because of what I was doing or not doing, but sometimes the companies go through their internal issues, and you just got to ride the wave and continue to support. And but nah, man, I've never even had to really think about retiring. And I always say, like, you can't retire in culture. That'd be like trying to tell a musician that you're going to retire. You just can't do it. You still have to show all the people that support you, that want to continue to support you, that there's a reason for it, like, let's do it. We all do this together. So, yeah.
You are now what would be considered a legacy pro, but you still treat that responsibility seriously when it comes to putting in the work, and your mentality of fulfilling that role hasn't changed. How do you feel about people out there who are being used to market brands but aren't really skating to any level nowadays? Who have earned that status, but I don't know, maybe aren't even really doing anything.
You talking about milking it?
Yeah.
Look, I look at it like this. If the brand is benefiting from using your name, then you're not milking it, because you put in however much time and work and longevity and hustle, even hoodwink, I don't know, whatever you've done. And if the brand is benefiting, if people are continuing to make a living based off of your name and what you've done in the past or present, then in my opinion, you're not milking it. If you came up and you were a badass skateboarder and for the last 10 years, you haven't even picked up a skateboard, but the company is still making product with your name on it and it's selling and doing well for them, that means the the salespeople are eating, their kids are eating, the skate shop that's selling your stuff is eating. You know, if people are actually eating off it, then that's good. Like, I can't hate on that. That's like, to be honest, that's a dream. And then I've also heard people say, like, well, you need to make room for, you know, like up and comers, and you're just like, you're taking marketing budget away from like some of these new kids or whatever. But I don't believe that, because it's those sales that are like creating space for up and comers.
What projects are next for you? Is there something new to film for? Are there any plans afoot for a new DC model?
Man, there is my current shoe that's out right now is my favorite shoe I've ever had. It's called the Ascend, the DC Ascend. And I credit a lot to the shoes that I skate in for me to being able to still skate the way I do at my age.
Yeah.
My ankles and knees are good, and it's got to be the shoes. But yeah, actually, there is another shoe in the works, like a whole brand new one that's going to be coming out in 2027, I think it is.
Sick.
And so I really have, I can't wait to have it in my hand to check it out. And that shoe, along with my current shoe that's out right now, is just more dreams come true, you know. And we're always doing stuff at DGK, and I mean, DGK is the best company ever. I don't even really need to explain. I say it all the time. It's the most authentic thing out there, especially in the skateboard world, and how it was created, and the label, the name, it was just literally making something from nothing, which is one of the slogans. And it's just, I'm super proud to be a part of that. And I'm super proud of Stevie and everything that he's had to go through and where he's at now. It's just an amazing story.
Looking back at your 30 years as a pro, if you could time travel back to any place and time for 24 hours, where would it be?
If I could time travel back for 24 hours, I'd probably say I'd want to time travel. Man, now I think about it, there's actually a couple places. I'd say, I would time travel back to San Francisco, to look at E&B again, but I wouldn't change anything. I don't think I would time travel back, even if I could, because I know what I know now and I could change some stuff. I don't think I would change anything. Yeah.
I'd like to time travel back just to skate certain places for like the day. It'd be good.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd go back to E&B and just watch.
One more to sign off, and I'm sure this could be a different answer on a given day. What clip from your career is the most special?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them, but I think the one that is probably the most special is probably the tray flip over the can at Love.
Yeah, totally.
I think so. Like I was in the shop the other day at an event, and there was, a bunch of kids in there, and somebody won the Chad Muska graphic that he did for DGK. And it's the silhouette of the tray flip over the can, and somebody in the background just was like, the $1 million tray flip. And I turned around and I was like trying to see who said it, but honestly, it made me sit there and think about that for a minute and be like, wow, that's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, posters and shoe boxes. And I mean, even today, 20, however many years, 25, 6, 7, I don't even know how many years later, it's still like a recognizable photo and silhouette. And I'm super stoked for that, and grateful for Blayback in DC, and, just recognizing it at the time and pushing it around the way they did.
And Blayback came there he flew out that day, right? He flew out to shoot that.
Well, I did it. I had already did it.
Yeah, and he flew out. He was like, stay there or whatever, right? Is that the story? Yeah.
He's like, you're doing that again, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Yeah. So, and I was kind of pissed off I had to do it again, but it worked out, man.
And you did it again. Again.
Oh, yeah, 25 years later.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it again at 30 years.
Yeah, this year.
We'll see. Is that this year?
No.
No, 30 years from
20, yeah. Perfect. And any last words?
Man, I'll just say it's good talking to you again, and thanks to Slam for the opportunity to tell more of my story.
Yeah, man. Much appreciated. We'd like to thank Josh for his time and for the decades of inspiration. You can check out the full interview, supported by photos and video, over at blog.slamcity.com.